Hello there, Dr. Mary Warren with Road Warrior Wellness. I am at the Women in Aviation International Annual Conference in Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm delighted to have Marci Veronie, who is Senior Vice President of Avemco Insurance Company. It's like we planned to say that in unison. Senior VP of Avemco Insurance Company, and I understand that you insure individuals who fly.
Yes.
Yes. We're going to get a really interesting and unique perspective on your business in terms of what you've seen relative to safety, scheduling, timetables, deadlines, because they all be unique to your business,
yes,
for sure. And then, of course, because I have such a personal interest and professional interest in wellness and health, and we get to hear a little bit of that in terms of maybe what you've seen, where you're at, what you see coming. It's an open field, so you just tell us whatever you want to tell us.
Thank you very much for even being interested in my
it's
story. Avemco Insurance Company is the only direct writer of general aviation insurance in the United States, and we have 34 employees.
Wow.
And we've been in business for 60 years now.
And tell our listeners what general aviation is.
General aviation, our definition of general aviation is people who fly airplanes for recreational pleasure and incidental business use.
Correct, yes.
We insure people that rent airplanes, people that build airplanes, and just the fun, in my opinion, the fun section.
The non-commercial.
Yes.
The non-commercial part of the program. Okay,
yes.
Good.
And I had almost the opposite experience that Cape Air did.
Uh-huh.
All of our employees were essential, so I think we were out of the office for maybe 3 weeks, and we all ended up back in the office working together.
34 people.
34
previously,
of us.
That prior to COVID and
Yes.
shutdown were working like 9 to 6 or 8
Correct.
to 5 or something.
We have 9 to 6 is the hours, but the good news was that we had just moved to a new office where the cubicles were more than 10 feet apart. We literally went in and measured 10 feet apart one way, 7 the other way. We required everyone to wear a mask in the building. We had stations all over the office where you could use the antiseptic cleanser. We did not allow more than 2 people in the kitchen, no more than 2 in a conference room. But I'm so grateful to say that not one person ended up getting sick.
Super.
None of us. So
wonderful.
So from that side, it was good. As far as stressors, because the airlines were furloughing pilots, those pilots thought, hey, I can get in an airplane by myself and not have a problem. So my business just went through the roof with pilots getting back into GA. They were going out and renting airplanes and taking pleasure flights or pulling out their airplanes or buying new airplanes, and the business just blew up. I ended up hiring 9 new people in the last year, more prior to that. So for us, the stressor was answering the telephones. We went from 10 calls per person a day to almost 60 at one point.
That is a sizable increase.
It was.
I mean, that is a really sizable increase.
When you always try to plan for the future, I was thinking, well, we'll be up maybe about 5% this year. Well, it blew any expectation out the door. So my stressor was getting people in, getting them up to speed. I mean, it's hard to find a pilot that has insurance experience or an insurance person that has any interest in aviation. So it's a hard hire, but we did. But we had to get them in, get them up to speed, answer the phone calls.
Wow. Talk about building that plane in the air, literally, right?
Yes. Oh, I love that. Can I steal that?
You may.
Yeah.
That's not mine. I think that's an Air Force.
It was crazy. It truly was crazy. Yeah. But I spent a lot of my time just trying to manage everyone, their feelings, and we're not curing cancer here, folks. Let's just take a deep breath.
Right.
Take one thing at a time.
It's general aviation.
Yeah. And then walking the walk and talking the talk, as they say, and then telling myself the same thing.
Yeah.
It was a stressful time as far as that was concerned. And then, of course, everything you were hearing in the news and just trying to keep everybody, informed. We have an employee assistance program, and our CEO bought everybody a Headspace app the app
super.
Headspace.
Yeah.
So I had a little room where folks could, if they just needed to get off the phone and go kind of mellow out and take like a 1 or 2 minute break. Even the guys, even my hard, staunchy men, I would say, come on, let's just go take a walk. Or we have a great building. It's near the Monocacy River.
Oh,
so if you don't want to listen to Headspace, go take a walk.
Just go sit by the edge of the river.
But that's what we did.
Oh, good for you. So where do you think, now moving on to health and wellness, and where do you think your group is now? Where do you think your employees are? Where do you think, your group, are you still fielding somewhere, obviously somewhere between 10 and 60 calls a day per person, but it's probably back down a little bit?
I think what it did was when you're thrown into the deep end of the pool, you figure out a way to swim. And once you do, you're so empowered. I have a really empowered workforce right now. And we all have stress, but they know that they can, like I said, take a walk or go to a room and listen to Headspace or call the Employee Assistance Program. Everything's free, but they're coming to me with ideas about new processes because of what we did go through. And it's just been, I just feel like everybody's very empowered right now.
That is a great report. It kind of it takes an old saying and puts a new spin on it. It's like, stressors are the mother of invention, right?
Absolutely. So, I've seen that. I really have.
Really catastrophic, situations create, because we are really adaptable. And I think Americans in general are super adaptable. I think we are very creative. I think we are very resourceful. And I think a lot of that comes from the fact that we operate in such a free society, and we have, like your employees ended up with so much confidence from what they were able to achieve, because they went from probably day in, day out business thinking they were kind of rocking the show to like sprinting marathons on a daily basis, right?
Right.
And then they were like, whoa, we really have got it going. And then again, the mother of invention. So you're 60 calls a day. It's like, well, how can we improve this process? Or how can we streamline this? Or how about if we bring so-and-so in on this and so-and-so in on this? And now we've got a committee for this. And so I can see where, again, you've got so much creativity that comes from people saying, yeah, this is where we're rocking and rolling, and let's make it better. Let's make it easier.
And Mary, while all of this was going on, it was our 60th anniversary. So we had a lot of things that we had been planning for years that we just had to scrap. But the largest trade show that we go to is in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. It's called AirVenture, and it's like Mecca for pilots. And we had 650,000 attendees this year. And my staff, my family of employees, 7 of them were in a booth for 7 days straight, 9 in the morning till 5, with some people with masks, some without masks, and just did a rock solid job.
Wow.
I am so proud of them, and they are so proud of themselves. So that's where
congratulations.
Thank you. A lot of the
60
empowerment.
years. Congratulations on that as well.
Thank you very much.
Yes, that's terrific. Well, going forward, so give us some healthy prognostications. Going forward, what do you see? Your group and the people that you serve and work with, do you think they maybe appreciate health more than they did previously?
Oh, absolutely.
I think a lot of us do.
Absolutely. Sure. I just think we've developed habits.
Yeah.
Washing your hands. I will say we said that you don't have to wear a mask in the hallway. I think it was about 6 weeks ago. And to this day, I still look for mine every time I go to walk out my door. So there's been some good habits that people have adopted. And what I love about my company is we are so close to the Monocacy River, and we have a beautiful mountain range near us. So I have so many people that go out and walk laps. And during COVID, we lapped off 3 miles. So I have a lot of employees that never got out of their seats out there doing at least a mile a day.
I love this.
Yeah,
and
I
I'm
do
a walker,
too.
so I want to come
Me
and
too.
visit.
You're welcome anytime.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for your board service.
Thank you.
On our Women in Aviation International Board. We appreciate all that you're doing for us.
It's a passion. Thank you.
Well, that's the beauty, I think, of board positions. It's passion, it's experience, and you bring a lot to the party. So we thank you for that, and thank you for your time and information, and all the best to you in the coming years.
Thank you.